Hello, I'm Jason from StrataGames. Today I was invited by Salt and Pauper to participate in a Pauper Chaos Brewing challenge. We randomly selected 2 years from Magic's history, from which we are allowed to use Pauper legal cards from that year's 3 main expansion sets. 2007 gave us Planar Chaos, Future Sight, and Lorwyn, and 2009 provided Conflux, Alara Reborn, and Zendikar. To spice things up, we added a supplemental or core set, and we ended up with M21 instead of Lord of the Frickin' Rings. Unlucky. We have to build 3 different decks from these sets with no more than 8 overlapping cards between them. We also got assigned a secret random 1 or 2 color combination that one of our decks must match exactly.
Golgari.
Each time a player wins with a deck, it is retired. First player to win with all 3 of their decks is the victor. I ended up brewing about 7 decks for the Showdown. I've decided on the 3 that I'm going to keep. The ones that didn't make the cut are this Esper Changeling/Ally deck, which I think is pretty sweet, this Dimir Muldrifter Value deck, a white-green deck dedicated just to life gain, because we actually had a surprising amount of it in the format, and this Rakdos Goblins deck. As for the decks I'm actually playing, I had to build a Golgari deck, and it turns out in our entire card pool there's only 1 Golgari card, and that is Putrid Leech. So I decided to build a deck based off of that. Putrid Leech is a very good aggressive creature, so we're going to be building an aggro mid-range deck. First, I looked for any creature that had greater power than the mana I spent to cast it. Putrid Leech can deal 4 for just 2 mana, Vampire Lacerator can deal 2 for 1, Wildwood Patrol 4 for 3, Imperiosaur and Wild Leotau 5 for 4. So we did have to make a concession with the Imperiosaur. We decided to only include basics so that we would never be able to not cast the Imperiosaur if we have 4 mana to it, which is green. Other than the Wildwood Patrol, I didn't find a 3-drop that was really great for the theme, so I just played Llanowar Visionaries. This is just a good card. It can keep our hand stocked and also attacks. I also needed another 2-drop, and this is where my gamble really comes in. Drowsing Pteranodon is the one that I ended up choosing. It's definitely the most aggressive 2-drop other than Putrid Leech that we have access to, but it cannot attack unless we have a creature with power 4 or greater. I don't think that's going to be too hard though, because we have all of the Wildwood Patrols, all 6 of our 4-drops, including this Cutthroat Ildal. The Putrid Leech itself can buff even the turn it enters if we just pay 2 life for it to make it a 4/4. We're also playing a couple of combat tricks, Vampire's Bite and Vines of Vastwood, which we can use pre-combat if we need to make it so our Pteranodon can attack. We also have Cetacean Training, which can be put directly on our Pteranodon to make it so that it can make itself attack, because it will now have 4 power. The removal in this pool was actually pretty good, but not unconditional. We are desperately hoping we do not go up against an elf deck, as 3 of our removal spells are Eyeblights Ending, and 2 of them are Death Rattle, none of which are going to hit a green elf. We do also have a couple disfigures to remove small blockers or shrink a creature that we are going to trample over, and we have 1 Midnight Charm, because I like a lot of one-of fun-ofs. This does a lot of things that can be really helpful for us. In black, which no one's going to be expecting, we can give a creature first strike or tap a blocker, and we can also ping a creature and gain a life, which can be pretty helpful as well. I also threw in 1 Lignify just so that we had an answer to a green elf with 3 or more toughness, just in case we happen to run against a Lizalana Huntmaster.
Golgari, just by a hair, which is great because mono-colored feels like it's going to be so restrictive.
Mono red. I looked at Rakdos Goblins, Izzet Prowess, and Boros Landfall, and I just felt that mono red was the best way to go. We do, after all, have 3 different shocks in the format, that being Burst Lightning, Tarfire, and Shock, meaning we could have up to 12 copies of Shock in our deck. We also have 4 Needle Drops, which is pretty nice. So we just had a lot of decent burn that can go to the face, and we also have some pretty decent aggressive creatures, like Keldon Marauders, which pings and hits for a lot of damage. Plated GP can be really hard to block for a couple of turns. Emberwild Augur attacks early and then lightning bolts your opponent late. We have some pretty good 3-drops as well. Stormcaller pings for 2 and is a 3/2. Innerflame Acolyte can give itself or another creature haste and a buff. And Ruinous Minotaur is a 3-mana 5/2. Don't worry about the text, it probably won't come up. Ideally, if we're hitting our opponent for 5, they'll be dead soon after. I threw in a few Goblin Arsonists just so we had a 1-drop. I didn't feel like most of the red 1-drops in the format were that powerful. We have some Thrill of Possibilities just in case we draw too many lands late game and need to draw into some more gas. And I threw in 1 Ghostfire because it's funny and also kind of our only way to deal with a 3 toughness creature other than in combat. I got really aggressive with our mana, 18 lands with as many 3-drops as we have, not to mention the Ruinous Minotaurs killing our lands and played a GOP wants lands. It might be a little tough, but we're a burn deck. Hopefully we can just get them low enough that the game stalls out a little bit and we can finish it off with a couple shocks that we draw late game. Finally, this is the deck I'm most excited about. Bant Go Wide. I built this deck based off of Sprout Swarm because that felt like such a busted card I had to include it somewhere, and then Sigil of the Nine Gods seemed like such a good finisher. +1/+1 for each creature you control is just really strong in a board stall. It also just cycles for a single mana, so if you draw it early or don't have much of a board state, you can just get rid of it for another card. I also included several exalted creatures so we can have a single creature, ideally flying, attacking for 3, 4, 5 damage at a time. Warded Battlements and Leonin Armor Guard also support our go wide strategy. We have so many creatures that if we run up against an aggro deck, we want to gain a little bit of life, so the Essence Warden is going to do well there, and we have White Man Lions to pick up any of our creatures with ETBs, but also we can pick itself back up if we just need to keep casting it to gain life with an Essence Warden. Dipping a little bit into Real Pauper Constructed, we have 4 Journey to Nowhere and 4 Core Skyfishers, because these cards are both really good. Llanowar Visionary, this is the only card that we included in multiples of our decks, but it's just a solid 3-drop that I actually think is going to be better in this deck than in the Golgari list. A couple Bant Sojourners, just create a 1/1 when they die or when you cycle them. Muldrifter is a really good card, and this is the only deck we ended up with any blue in, so we just had to jam it in here. We have 9 of the tap lands that gain us life, so it's going to help us survive and also help fix our mana. So I'm really excited for the challenge. I think these decks are all really sweet. I'm really excited to see what Salt built. I'm interested to see if we built any decks that were very similar or if we just happen to have a couple of the same cards. I'm sure he'll definitely have a deck with Muldrifter and a deck with Core Skyfisher at the very least. But without further ado, let's get to the showdown. I guess I will keep this one.
All right. Unfortunately, I had to go to 5 here. The first, to be fair, the first hand was perfectly keepable, but it was a 5-lander, and I just don't think it's going to do enough.
That's fair.
So this one I think will do enough. Let's see how this goes.
Turbo Fog, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Every time I see Thornwood Falls, that's what I think of.
And you should, with good reason. This was undoubtedly the deck I wanted to build.
Okay, this is a little awkward, but I'm going to play a much worse top hand.
Okay, I know what we're up against.
No, there's a million things it could be.
Unfortunately, the mulligan to 5 is going to put me a little bit behind on tempo here, so I got to be pretty careful with my resource generation.
Yeah.
Yep, Keldon Marauders. Okay. So that says to me you're probably on mono red here.
That's a possibility.
That would be my guess. I think we're going to go here.
Ooh, my weakness.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your Lava Axe is going to get to connect.
Love to hear it.
Because we're not sacrificing our Essence Warden, that's for sure. I thought that there was a distinct possibility you bring some sort of aggressive deck like this. And I don't know, I just meant... there's a lot to be said about matchup choices here. Ooh.
This guy's spicy.
That's an interesting one. There's a lot to be said about matchup choices here, and I thought there was a good chance if you had an aggro deck, it would be what you brought in game 1. So I'm glad I chose correctly, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, if this is... I mean, you've already gained 3 life. Journey to Nowhere, that's pretty good. Take the Keldon Marauders.
No.
No, come on.
I'm going to take this 5 power 3-drop.
Oh, but it's so good.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah, I was trying to decide between a mono red deck and like a black red goblins, because there's a lot of goblins from Lorwyn.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I liked that deck, but it just felt like it was kind of just a slower version. Like I had a little bit better removal, terminate, and things like that. But overall, I didn't think it was quite worth it.
I was also heavily considering a mono red deck, so I totally understand. Although Ruinous Minotaur never made my list.
I mean, 3 mana 5/2.
No. It's a card that definitely is worth considering. I think we built slightly different variations of red. Mine relied on land drops, so sacrificing lands felt very bad. You've activated my trap card.
That's fair. Unfortunate.
I was incredibly sad we didn't have Searing Blaze in our pool.
Oh.
I thought initially that was in our card pool, and I was like, oh man, mono red's about to pop off, and then it didn't. And then I looked through our card pool, and I was like, oh, I guess not.
Yeah, that would have been pretty hot.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you've ruined my entire turn, so thanks for that.
Love that. Now I suppose it's time to show you what I'm playing.
Okay.
Because you just used a Burst Lightning.
Ooh, okay. One of my many decks was an Allies deck, and it did not make my cut, but...
See, I was looking at different styles of decks. I was trying to figure out what exactly you were likely to bring. And since one of them was an aggro deck, Essence Warden and Ondu Cleric felt very powerful, because I expected at least one aggro deck to show up.
I was countered pretty hard here, it looks like.
And this was just a good matchup choice by me. I thought that psychologically, if you had an aggro deck, you might try to run it out and get a quick win. I'm glad I chose correctly.
No, you read me exactly right, because that was my thought was slow it down a little bit after the first round.
Yep.
But apparently way too predictable.
I thought it was very rock, paper, scissors-y, right? I thought you might also have the same thought, and this was going to be a very long game one.
I did think that it was possible, but I focused probably a little bit more on just making some solid decks without necessarily considering exactly what you were going to be building.
Fair enough.
Which may be to my detriment.
Could be.
Another 2/2.
It is a shame that you had the shock after the burst lightning. I thought you would have used shock instead of burst lightning if you had a less flexible removal.
Yeah, I drew it off the thrill of possibility.
Fair enough.
That said, we did have 3 or 4 different variations of shocks in our pool.
Yes, we did.
So I may have a few different ones.
Well, when I was going through mono red, it certainly seemed like the best options were shock and burst lightning. So I'd be surprised to see more than that from you, but I suppose it's possible. I also liked Thrill of Possibilities and Inner Flame Acolyte. Great card. Okay, so
just 9 damage.
You're at 2 cards in hand. This is interesting because it's just a 2/2 next turn. So blocking there doesn't seem so scary. I think we're going to be bold.
Ooh, I like it.
Now I have a really awkward decision to make.
Changelings are coming out.
We're not blocking. Start our flying clock. Felt like outside of Lash Out, the vast majority of the burn spells available for creature removal dealt 2. So maybe it's safe at 3/3?
Yeah, I think that's pretty well reasoned. Just try to keep the beats going.
A Tarfire.
Here's my 3rd shock.
All right, well, I think this is called for now.
At long last.
3 damage, target player or planeswalker? Oh, it's the Augur. Interesting. Okay, I didn't even see that when I was looking through cards. I like it, though.
Yeah, slow lightning bolt.
Once again, I'm in a very awkward position. I need to go for this, but if I get punished, it's going to be so bad for me. Let's just slow the game down a little bit. Get rid of that Minotaur. He's annoying.
Wish my Minotaurs would stop going on a journey to nowhere.
Yeah, Thrill of Possibility was a card I looked at quite a bit. I was very intent on making that card work for me.
Yeah, I just like a little bit of extra card draw.
Stormcaller, another great card.
Yeah, this guy just dome for 2 and a 3/2.
Okay, we hit our 4th land. That's big. I think we just are on the defensive now. We're at an effective 7, so I need to be a little careful.
No, don't worry about it too much.
Another Stormcaller. Oh, another Inner Flame. Okay. I like that you don't have lands open for the continued threat of a shock after I block with the Zumara Raptor now, which is nice. Thanks, Ruinous Minotaur.
Yeah, there's definitely a downside to the Minotaur, but he did a lot of damage. He also killed that Essence Warden, who might still be around otherwise.
That's true, but it did gain me 5 life by blocking, and I think that your Inner Flame Acolyte might be the 5th creature played, so I just now broke even.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, like, the Essence Warden did work.
I am okay throwing these changelings away. They mean nothing to me.
But they're allies. How could you? Wish you'd stop.
I think we've almost turned the corner here. I like that you're in like 3-drop red territory though. I definitely had a very similar list, but mine I think was a little bit more 2 skewed than yours appears to be.
Since we got shocks instead of like lightning bolts,
yes,
I felt like
true.
going all 2s, there wasn't quite enough damage.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm just a big GOP'd fanboy.
He might be in here. We just might not have seen him yet.
GOP'd is a fantastic card.
Shortly after I started playing, which was around Rise of the Eldrazi, I got the Koth versus Venser dual decks, which had a couple GOP'ds, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out how to attack here. How to get the last 10 damage through.
You only need to get 7 through.
Yeah.
And if you play 2 more Emberwides, you only need to get 1 through.
I just got to draw those Emberwides.
Oh, there's the 1.
Yeah, I think unfortunately.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
I know.
I love this. Okay, so that means we get to do this.
I think I gotta do this then.
Okay, understandable.
All right.
I don't have another Ranger's Guile.
I was hoping. I was like, waiting could bite me, but another journey though.
And let's get that lightning bolt off the board.
Yep.
Well, you can't activate it. Now I'm at an interesting moment because I'm at a 3-turn clock. If you attack me, you're out of cards. I'm at a 3-turn. No, I'm at a 4-turn clock. So I think I win this race. It appears I have waited long enough. It's time to attack.
Very well.
We're both out of cards. Like I said, this is going to be a very resource-intense game, I think. It's going to come down to just those little bits. I kind of built my decks in mind for that. I really didn't like the idea of like top decking a Thrill of Possibility, for instance. That felt incredibly bad.
I built with the Minotaur, but if I had like another land in hand, I might sandbag it at this point
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, it would definitely be a rough top deck.
Ah, okay. Another Stormcaller.
Hope that can change the tides a little bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, I suppose I can't attack, and I might be dead.
Here's hoping.
Really needed to draw another blocker that turn, and we did not, which feels a little rough. Maybe should have kept the Soul Warden around. It eventually would have gained more than 5 life, I guess, but maybe it was wrong. It stuck around. It got me like 6 life or something, and it was probably not going to get me much more than that. But I was also gated on 3 lands for a really long time. That Mold of 5 hurt me there.
Yeah, definitely. No, I can see both ways with the Essence Warden.
Okay, we go to 2, see if I'm dead.
Well, it's not a shock.
Okay.
It's our old pal.
I'm not dead. There are cards I can draw. Ooh, interesting. Okay, that is not death.
Oh, yikes. That's a pretty good one.
That does help quite a bit. Yeah, Ondu and the Essence Warden seemed like incredibly important cards in this meta.
Yeah.
Attacking for 1, he says.
I mean...
What are the odds I'm dead?
Probably low.
Alright, I suppose I have to take the 1, because that's gonna happen anyway.
I would like to kill that guy.
You, unfortunately, will not be able to.
Understood. I will play this very late GOP.
Ah, okay, love that. Alright, any changeling, and I'm in business. That is not any changeling. Well, there is no reason to sandbag this, so I am going to play it. We are very close to just killing you with an attack in the sky, so you have to be careful about swinging out. I have to be careful about overextending. This is a very tense game.
Yeah, definitely feels like one wrong move. It's gonna seal our fate. And yet, I'm going to recklessly charge into battle here, I think.
Now, I have been playing around brute force here. I am afraid of that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to play around it much longer. Okay, he comes in. Now, how best to do this? Either way, the cleric is dying. I guess I could just say you don't have anything and I'm not dead, but that feels loose, I think is the right way to put it.
I only have 12 shocks in the deck, and I think you've seen 3 of them.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Just trying to figure out how exactly I'm supposed to block here. If I just block the Ruinous Minotaur and you shock it, I don't know that I can win from that position anyway. If you had a shock, I feel like you would have killed Ondu Cleric and just tried to swing that way. Let's see. I have outs, so I think we have to block like this. That way you can't shock my Raptor away after the Ruinous Minotaur.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I go to 3, so I'm not dead to a Tarfire.
Ideally, this will get you at my upkeep, though.
Yeah, that's a thing.
No journey to nowhere.
Nope. I hit a land drop.
Oof.
You got me. That was close.
Very close.
Dang, I thought the counter matchup was really gonna catch off guard there, but we just did not end up getting there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it worked well, I think, in the early game. You just hit a couple bad draws there at the end, the lands back to back.
Well, we are on the play again, and we are mulliganing again.
I have an acceptable one, so we will...
I will keep this one, though. I'm not super excited about it, but I think this is pretty good. Let's put this one back. I am going to also have an awkward turn 1 Teetering Peaks.
Ooh, oops. I do have a play on turn 1.
Okay.
Might look familiar to you.
Hey, yeah, it does. Turbo Fog.
Yep.
I am playing a slightly different build to you, though.
Yeah, there's the GOP. No turn 1 step links.
No turn 1 step links, unfortunately. Nope. This looks very familiar.
This might look a little familiar.
Yeah, that looks quite familiar indeed.
Similar colors, although I mentioned that the ally deck I was working on was actually Esper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was trying to do... it was allies, but it was Esper changelings, so I was also going to try to take advantage of the fairies in there.
I found it very difficult to have just a 60 card deck size and fit more than one archetype in a deck. I tried a couple of different cute like split ideas and it all just kind of looked suboptimal.
That is exactly why I did not end up running that deck. I was like, it looks really cool, but I just don't think it's going to work very well.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, the Charger.
This card is so good. This is the whole reason I'm in white in this deck is Daybreak Charger.
Yeah.
This card is so good.
I don't think I was building any white aggressive decks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Really, so I kind of overlooked it, but yeah, no, I like that card a lot. I have a lot of mana.
What are you going to do with all that mana?
I mean, I think a 2/4 feels kind of good against this board.
Fair enough. Well, we're getting fairly awkward draws here once again.
Yeah.
Because I am not hitting a land drop, which seems important in this deck for things that have landfall. Let's take that 2/4 out of the equation for right now.
The short cutter. Love it.
And let's just go ahead and attempt to lightning bolt you again.
I will certainly take the trade here.
Okay.
Got to keep a healthy life total.
Gives you a 1/1 when he dies. Yeah. Okay.
This guy seems like pretty decent value. Can cycle too.
Yeah. No, I looked at all of the multi. I looked at a lot of the like Hush Blades and stuff too, which I thought were quite good.
I actually have been working on a Hushblade deck in just regular Pauper that is really janky.
I like janky. Janky's good. Well, this is getting pretty dire here. I kept a 2-lander and I thought for sure I would hit a third land in like, 4 turns.
Yeah. With as many 2-drops as you've had, I think that was a fine keep, just not working out very well.
I guess it's better than being mana inefficient, so let's just play this out.
I tried to make this card work in my mono red deck, but with the Runus Minotaur and just wanting kind of a low land count, it didn't feel like it was going to work.
I figured that hitting 3 land throughout the course of the game was going to be fine most of the time, and it is probably the best finisher that is available.
Yeah, no, I think that's...
Just plays a Muldrifter, okay.
And Muldrifter's pretty good, I've been told.
Oh, Muldrifter's great. I'm not arguing with that.
I think I'll swing with a 3/3 as well.
I think I'll take that 3. Come on. All right. Thank you.
Got there.
We have some triggers here.
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, we're going to use its ability.
Oh, that's a May? That's silly. No, I'd like to decline. Trying to think what combat tricks there are. But if this just eats this guy and a shock, I think that's fine.
What if he doesn't eat him?
Yeah, Brute Force is pretty good. That's fine too, I think. I still get a 1/1 out of it.
You do.
Which will trade with the shortcutter on a future turn.
That's true.
Dies. You may create a soldier. Why did it trigger twice?
I don't know. I still have something on the stack for me.
It's trying to let me do this twice.
Huh?
It's a May, so I'm going to decline because I shouldn't be getting a second token.
When you yeah, that seems like buggish behavior.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's very weird. I saw it double trigger too, and I thought it was just like a checks trigger, like to check if it was cycled and then to check if it died.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But they were worded exactly the same, and the first one gave you a 1/1, so yeah, that's weird. That's a bug report if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think too many people are playing this card, but yeah, I definitely got to report that. Here, we're going to go on the offensive.
Ooh, okay.
Play a Warded Battlement.
Sure. I like Warded Battlement.
So I'll swing for 7 here, I think. I mean, I guess I'll just play this O-Ring.
Ah. That's annoying.
Take out that Geopede.
Okay, less annoying. There's Steplings.
There he is.
There's an Arsonist.
Love that guy.
Me too. He's quite good. I think we just pass here. Once again, I'm on the back foot, which feels bad. Muldrifter is a hell of a card in this format, I think.
It certainly is.
Warded Battlements is a cool tech. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like it a lot. This is trying to be kind of a go wide deck.
Yeah, I really did not see that happening very often in this format that we've created.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a one of in the deck.
Fair enough.
I didn't want to go too heavy.
Another Muldrifter. Yikes. Can't say I am a fan of that.
I understand. I would like to soup up the first Muldrifter.
I would like to say no to that.
Understandable.
If that's okay.
I guess that's fine.
I also looked at Sigil of the Nine Gods, and that card is very good.
It is. I was hoping it would do a little more work. Just the fact that Sigil also just cycles if you don't need it.
Right.
But then it's like a really good finisher. I thought was sweet.
I think we're just going to trade. Okay. That's a card that isn't a land. 3 cards in hand is just so many, though.
It really is. We were both on 2 cards, I think, for that entire first game.
Yeah. I am at a slight impasse here, but I don't think I can afford to not play this. I think we just have to do this.
Yeah.
Killing both my Geopedes was very annoying.
Yeah, they seemed like they were going to be a problem.
Yeah, I looked at Brute Force like a lightning bolt, and it was the only one in the format. So
that's fair. I probably should have considered it a little bit more for my red deck, but I kind of wanted the direct damage for when the board got gummed up.
That's fair. I looked at things like Crash Through, and this Zetkar Shrine Expedition to give me trample and then use the brute force as a bolt that way.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That was kind of the way that I took it. Yikes, this whole +1/+0 and exalted thing is very annoying. If you could not.
No, that's the deck.
Ooh, Skyfisher.
I would like to Muldrifter yet again.
Yeah, that seems good.
Pass it back.
Wow, super punished for not hitting these land drops. And a very awkward curve, I suppose.
Yeah, everything seemed to come out of order.
I have another Inner Flame, but I'm just dead. I had the Burst Lightning in hand. And if I don't play the Inner Lightning, I can kill the Muldrifter and deny you those 2 extra cards and make you bounce something else with Skyfisher, but like the damage is done.
Yeah. No, that's rough.
All right, game number 3, the Salty Runback. We're on the play with the Boros deck once again, just because this deck's better than that. I do like this hand, though, so I'm going to keep. I think if this deck is ever going to do it, it's probably this hand.
Don't think I can keep that. It's close, but give this one a try. Send that back.
I would like a cat.
There's the cat.
Mountain.
It's big.
Rar. Into the Geopede.
The dream.
The dream indeed. Pretty good hand for me.
Play a leech.
Okay.
Skyfisher. Okay. Get another land drop.
Yup.
Swing with both.
Rar.
Yeah, I guess I gotta take that.
This is a little more how this curve is supposed to look.
Yeah.
As opposed to last game,
Definitely popping off now.
where we saw like exactly 0 1-drops and almost no 2-drops.
You got it.
This guy, it doesn't matter. I'm not attacking with anybody on the ground.
Love to hear
Don't have a land drop.
it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I guess we'll just play another one.
Makes sense.
Pass.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, in a rough spot.
Here's a land drop for you.
Yikes.
Here's a Daybreak Charger. Rar.
Well, we're gonna make some blocks, I think.
Like that.
Sure. First strike damage. Brute force. I would like to grow my leech a bunch.
Interesting. That is indeed a big leech.
Alright, not dead yet.
Passes with an Eye Blights. Let's kick a Bushwhacker.
Ooh, rather you didn't.
I think I kind of gotta.
Guess I'll try it like this.
Yep. That's a thing that's gonna happen.
I'm dead to a burst lightning, so that's no good.
We do like to hear that. Should have still had a Step Links. I misattacked with that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were bluffing like... Well, I mean, you could have put the brute force on either that or the GOP.
Yes, that's true.
But it blocks a little harder.
Go ahead. You are not dead to a Burst Lightning.
Kind of wish I had that Vampire's Bite back, though, for the lifelink.
Yeah, the kicker would have been pretty good. For a second, I thought you did kick it. I was like, oh no.
God, I wish. We are dead to Burst Lightning, though, which means we have to get really aggressive.
Well, we're certainly taking that.
Think it might have frozen again.
Right here is when we experienced some technical difficulties. We actually tried to play this game a couple of times, each time with the client crashing for an unknown reason. Turns out casting Imperiosaur, or rather any card with a Future Sight card frame, is prone to crash the MTGO client. We didn't realize this until like the 3rd time. That's okay though, because my gambit to get aggressive was unfortunately not going to pay off, as Salt points out here.
No, I have lethal on board. I have a Bushwhacker in my hand. You're dead.
So Salt takes game 3, and not realizing that the issue lies not in the card, but in the card frame, I remove the Imperiosaurs from my deck, replacing them with 3 more Wild Leotaus and 1 Cutthroat Ildal, and adding in 4 Jungle Hollow because that stupid dino was the only reason to be running all basics. On to game 4.
So, what is this? Game number 4 now. You get to be on the play, because we got the win with the Boros list. The aggro lists seem very powerful when they high roll. You get to keep a 7. I will also keep a 7, I think.
Perfect. Play this duel.
Plays a duel. I will also have a duel, though.
Play 3-3.
You got it. I will play a 2-2.
This is a bit awkward, because these guys don't really help themselves.
That's funny. Yeah.
This is why this card's not great.
You and your duplicates, man. You and your duplicates. Fortunately, I also have duplicates.
Oh, yeah, yours are quite a bit better.
Mine do help themselves. And I'm going to play this Scattershot Archer.
Ooh.
I brought this as, like, tech, just in case you brought fairies.
No, I honestly thought about doing the same, probably in my band list. Since we didn't have sideboards, it was interesting if I wanted to include it.
Yeah.
It felt like it just didn't do enough if you didn't have fairies, but obviously in that match it would have been insane.
I only brought it as a 2 of, and with, like, Essence Warden and things like that, it seemed like even if it was just a 1-2 for 1, it's probably okay.
I'll play this cat.
That's a big dude. If you could not.
I must.
I guess I take 6. Not that I'm very happy about that. That's not terrible. Now let's play an Ondu Cleric.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Okay. starting to stabilize here. I like that the Liatao is going to cost you one of your green mana here.
You know who wouldn't have cost me a green mana? I had 4 Imperious Swords and just 1 Wild Liatao, and now I have to play a whole playset of them. It's fine. I'm just going to be salty about it. This is luckily a human.
Yes, it is. If only it was an elf, that would be awful nice. Okay, well, I feel like we could probably chump it up with our elf boy. He doesn't seem like he's helping too much.
Yeah, they keep coming.
They do indeed keep coming. Could have attacked for 4 there, but I think I probably have to slow you down instead of trying to aggro you out.
I think that's probably wise. Unless I have another removal spell here, I can't swing with the 3/3s now.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I do not.
Love that. Love to hear that. I think we're just taking 5 here. Not that I'm a huge fan of that.
Play a Visionary, though.
Okay, refill, card value.
Yeah.
Love that. Can I hit a land drop? Land drop for the best day of my life. That's not a land. It is a raptor. They do indeed keep coming. This deck is very powerful when I curve it well. Like, that's the reason I added blue in the first place, was just for these raptors, because I needed more big dudes than just the survivalist, you know?
Yeah, and there's kind of only one good ally in each of the colors.
Exactly.
My brother played allies a lot when we first started playing, so I'm very familiar with how absurd they are in multiples.
But man, this Ondu Cleric is putting in work.
Yeah, he's gained you like 12 life or something.
Yeah, something like that. I tried really hard to make this 2 colors, and it just was not working. So the addition of the blue, definitely the right call, I think, for these raptors, because clearly one of the better allies.
Yeah, I would agree.
I played allies a lot in Zendikar draft, and I am also very familiar with how silly they were. I very distinctly remember Oran Reef Survivalist being incredible.
Yeah, he's just a bear
Card's
that keeps
just
growing.
absolutely nuts. Oh, we're just getting in there, huh?
We certainly are.
What is that? 5, 7, 13? That seems like too much.
13. Your life total's higher than that.
Let's go here. You didn't attack last turn because you didn't have a removal spell. You did attack this turn, which makes me think you have vines in hand, which is unfortunate if that's the case.
Yeah, that card's pretty good.
It is indeed pretty good. So that's 11. Vines is lethal if I leave it like that. If you don't have vines, then you're just pushing damage. And I guess I'm supposed to do it this way?
No vines, but Vampire's Bite.
Vampire's Bite. Alright, I'm gonna guile this guy.
Kind of rude.
I mean, if you want to kill my big dude, I get to kill your little dude. That's just how it goes.
I know, but our guys were trading, and then this one didn't trade.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I know. I didn't like it. Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to see him.
He is in there.
He is an ally.
He is indeed an ally. Once again, I require slowing down.
Give this guy trample.
Seems good.
Hope there's no Ranger's Guile.
Okay, that happens.
Swing with these dudes.
We'll block here. Just chump it up, I suppose, is the best we can do. Go to 4.
Don't like that.
We did, in fact, get there, which is helpful. Play another ally.
Yikes. Stop gaining life.
We can attack for 4 here. I think really, really tight games we've had.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to do interesting play.
Just pumps his elf. Okay. Understood. Really trying to attack, huh?
I certainly am.
Okay. Well, I will indeed be chumping. Am I dead to second vines?
Fortunately not. That'd be pretty sick, though.
How do you feel about this?
I hate it, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you did ask me to stop gaining life. I'm not going to do that, but you did ask.
As host of the Showdown, that's pretty rude.
Well, we can attack for 5, so let's attack for 5.
Sure.
Double Ondu does seem like it's going to help.
Yeah, it seems all right.
Okay, Visionary. That journey was really needed. I was
Yup.
sitting there waiting for it for so long.
That was definitely exactly what you wanted.
Ooh, pumps it so you can attack for 3, 4, 5?
Yup. I mean, I gotta try to kill you.
Okay, well, I'm not dead to vines anymore, so I'm okay with taking this. Now I draw the 5th land that I've been hunting for like the entire game. Now that I don't need it anymore. Fortunately, I have a changeling.
Yeah, that's bad.
So we will indeed gain a boat ton of life again.
Yep.
And we will attack for 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible I should have used my removal on the clerics, because I do know how good they are, but I was just trying to keep the aggression
I think
up.
I gained about 40 life this game. So yeah, killing the clerics seemed like it might have been the right move.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's still like an Orin Reef around that's like a
No,
7/7.
you're totally right. Yeah. I mean, I would have like a 9/9 by now, and you would have had to stop attacking a long time ago. So like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just they're so good at stabilizing.
No, absolutely.
Just attacks out. Okay. Well, you have 2 cards in hand. You would need Eye Blight's Ending plus Disfigure to kill me. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we're still not dead to vines, so I think I am still okay with this. Because that's only 6. You can't pump it. So yeah, we just take the 6.
Yeah.
I like that you can't pump your leech.
Yeah, that's bad for us.
I will indeed present lethal.
Oh, you attack with both?
Yeah, why would I not?
No, obviously.
You needed Ending plus Disfigure to not lose, so...
And I did not get it.
Okay.
However, you don't get the satisfaction. I'll kill myself to leech.
Oh, fair enough. Game 5, all to play for. Now you get to see my assigned deck. So I had Demir, or blue-black. This is a mulligan.
This is not great. In fact, I think we're going to ship it.
This one I can keep.
Yeah, I can do this.
We're just going to turn 1 Ponder. See what the future holds here.
You got it.
Oh, I hate that. So let's shuffle. Really feeling the lack of preordain.
I mean, we got Ponder. That's pretty good.
Lacerator. Not the biggest fan of that. Let's play a tap land.
But he hurts me.
He does. He does hurt you.
I suppose he hurts you as well.
He certainly does hurt me. That's true.
Yeah, I guess we'll play this Putrid Leech.
Makes sense. Yup.
3 mana up.
I am once again asking to tap your Putrid Leech.
Yeah, this is pretty good. We'll swing anyway.
I will attempt to accept this trade.
You got it. Play a Dino.
Okay, Dino accepted. Man, this is awkward because I want to play this, but I don't want to play this because then I'll take 7.
That's okay.
But I think I'm taking 7 either way. I don't know. I'll just pass.
Well, I'm going to play this Training.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Swing with the team.
Yup. Let's take the Putrid Leech with us.
Fair enough. His brother would like a word.
Awkward. Okay. What do I do about this? You have 2 cards in hand? I'm not super excited about that.
Dream Spoiler, yeah.
Gonna take some damage here, but I think this is the right way to do this.
Sounds good to me.
Taking 8. Yikes. Just passes. Okay.
I have everything I need on the field.
That's fair.
Attacks. That's pretty crazy.
Well, it's not like the 1/1 can block.
Well, yeah, but attacking with the Dream Spoiler, which chumps a Putrid Leech, is interesting.
Why would I chump a Putrid Leech?
Well, I mean,
that seems like the wrong idea.
I mean, if you're gonna die, I don't know. Like to swing and make it lethal.
You've activated my trap card.
I didn't activate that. You had to pay retail.
I did pay retail. You didn't activate my trap card, but it would have been nice if you had.
I do have this Vines of Vastwood.
Cool. I think in that case I was dead either way.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, because the leech's ability hasn't resolved yet. Yep.
After 5 hard-fought games, I was able to take the crown for this showdown. It was super fun to do and could be a sweet challenge for anyone to participate in. Choose your favorite couple of years from Magic's history, or go random like we did, and build decks with your friends to participate in kind of a Pauper block constructed. If you're interested in seeing the full deck lists for both of us, make sure to check the description, and also make sure to check out Salt and Pauper's channel for more great Pauper content, and to see his side of this video. I'm putting out another Pauper homebrew video for a deck that I'm very excited to showcase in just a couple of weeks, so make sure to subscribe for that, and I'll see you then.